EST 2016. This is interviews, music reviews, opinions, and more. This is The Hodder Show.
What is up, everybody? We Illuminati are here today on episode 240 of The Hodder Show. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Thanks so very much for tuning in and clicking that play button on today's episode of the podcast. That's right, I'm back. I'm back! Oh, man. A stressful couple of weeks for your boy here in regards to the podcast as I, computer died. So I had to get the old laptop up and running again, and it's working, but not really, kind of, sort of. And then, of course, right when all that was happening, I discovered that my SoundCloud no longer, basically, in a nutshell, I couldn't upload any more episodes to the show and have them show up on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or whatever you listen to the show on. It wouldn't have been on there. So I made the decision, as you guys saw late last week, I announced that the show is now available on Anchor. That's right, Anchor. I have made this switch over to Anchor. Great people, great podcast hosting site. Not like some of the ones I've dealt with before where they, were super sketchy or anything. These guys are very straightforward. Their customer service is spectacular too. I actually had a few questions for them. And I wasn't even a user of their service yet, and they still took the time. So big shout out to the whole team at Anchor because they really care. You can tell. And I'm very excited to be a part of the Anchor family. As well as, you also find Mikes and Beers on there as well now, which is very exciting. But you will still find the show wherever you get your podcasts, and everything should be set up now, so there should be no issues. But if you notice that there's no new episodes on whatever service you listen to normally, please let me know, and I will make sure that I get that solved right away so that you can enjoy your Hodder Show the way you are meant to, which is easily and without needing to go searching for it or any of that kind of fun stuff. But man, a lot of other stuff going on. I got something really fun and cool in the works. And I'm going to hype it right now that I got something going. And it's very exciting. But I'm not going to say anything else. I got something cool. Okay? And let's just, let me say this. If you're a fan of wrestling, stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned. If you are a fan of wrestling, keep your eyes out on your boy because I got some cool stuff happening. And of course, speaking of wrestling, I had a phenomenal time 2 weekends ago at the Chinlocks Battle at the Spearhead Brewery. What a fantastic freaking show. Oh man, it was so great seeing a bunch of my boys. Also, of course, my man, Mr. Sam Hudson, former guest of the Hodder Show, had a fantastic showing against the dastardly CJ Felony, who cheated to win, but that's okay. I also got to, of course, hang out with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. J-Bird himself, Jason Reese. That was a great time, as always, getting to hang with him. And seeing a bunch of other peeps, my boys. And also, of course, meeting some new friends and some, getting better acquainted with some other friends. Big shout out to Danny Franchise. For the evening, I was Danny Franchise's personal t-shirt shiller. So if you want a Danny Franchise t-shirt, just hit your boy up and I got the hookup. But speaking of t-shirt, keep an eye out for that as well because we're doing a little bit of a redesign for the t-shirt. I already pitched Jason the idea. He's working on it right now. And we should hopefully have an announcement soon for that. So hit me up now if you want one. And I'll make sure your name gets put on the list. But I feel like I've rambled on long enough because we have an absolutely kick-ass episode for you here today as I will be showcasing for you guys here today a little band called Uncle Woe. That's right, Uncle Woe. You heard me talk about them and their awesome, just kick-ass record that came out late last year are Unworn Limbs, and it is a kick-ass journey of a record, okay? We have well over 40 minutes of music to experience here today, and that's very exciting for me because I love sharing stuff that I think, number one, my listeners will enjoy, but also that's kind of a little different for me. And, I do a lot of metal, I do a lot of rock stuff, so it's cool that we're venturing into the kind of stoner doom prog era with this. And Rain, who is the main man of Uncle Woe, you've actually heard his music on the show before, and you may recognize his voice, as I actually did cover one of his bands, A Binary Ward. We did a showcase for that record. Oh boy. It was one of the first ones I actually did, so it's kind of cool that we're coming a bit full circle here. But for those of you who are not familiar, Uncle Woe is a post-metal heavy psych stoner doom band. Let me say that again. Post-metal heavy psych stoner doom band. Just when, you gotta, if you're gonna say it, you gotta say it by the full name. Uncle Woe is a post-metal heavy psych stoner doom band. What did I just say? Stoner doom band. From Bancroft, Ontario, Canada. More specifically still, Deathlore, Ontario, Canada, which I don't even know where that is. It's practically a ghost town, and it boasts a population of like a few dozens of people. And it is in this location where Uncle Woe was born. The last several years, Rain was exploring a few different avenues musically, from the moody post-rock tinged progressive grunge outfit, This Cosmetic Autumn, which, by the way, that record, I'd love to actually do a showcase on that record one day, because I just love it so much, especially when I was a teenager. I heard that, late teenager. I heard that record and Novella Avenue, and it was an experience. It was kind of a life-altering thing, to be honest, just because of how I didn't know anyone like personally who was really like a musician in the sense of like, oh, this is their record. So the fact that I was introduced to, a cousin who just so happens to be a badass freaking musician, and oh, hey, here's this record that came out like a couple months ago, and I'm like, this is right up my alley. I love it. So big shout outs to This Cosmetic Autumn. And then, of course, into the full-on post-rock project, Eugene Hammond's Ramshackle Black Packard. And, of course, A Binary Ward, which we talked about before, which is kind of a more straightforward kind of stoner prog project. But all of these projects kind of met their own success.